listen to your body. And this is what I was kind of getting into about pre-contest, especially when you're advanced and you're a pro level lifter. And adjust as you go. Some days you're gonna have to call an audible, so you shouldn't be so rigid in your plan. Brian Carroll here. This article today that I'm revisiting from a very long time ago is about planning. Planning in general, planning your program. If you like the content I'm putting out, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think about the article in the video below. Make sure to check out my website, powerlifter.com, where I have loads of video and article content just like this. So efficiency in planning a program is extremely important. I can't emphasize that enough, especially when dealing with chronic body pain or issues. You must be realistic with what you're capable of and what you will have to be able to handle at any particular point in a cycle. This is how you have to prepare going forward in your training and make sure that you're holding back just enough when you have to hit these certain metrics. You must be realistic with what you're capable of and what you'll be able to handle at any particular point in your training cycle. Why? This is huge when you're going off percentages and pre-contest training in 10-20 Life. Look, the way I look at things anymore, if you're a pro level lifter, I don't think you should necessarily be going off percentages. They're too finicky. I would go off an RPE of that day, in my opinion, for that day. Just because percentages sometimes they're too hard, they're too binary. So sometimes if you work, instead of going 90%, work an RPE 9 of that day if you're trying to peak for a pre-contest. So again, I know I'm muddying the waters a little bit with this, but when you're a pro level lifter and your strength is going to ebb and flow sometimes, you're not going to always be able to hit those percentages. So using an RPE scale might be a good idea for you, as I show in the off season for 10-20 Life, but it's perfectly applicable for pre-contest if you want to use it that way. So this goes for particular exercises. You program and how they treat your body. We know that some exercises are worse on your body than others, depending on your injury history, your lifting age, your biological age. Remember, this is huge. This is huge. If a particular movement kills your back, I would not do it. So remember, kill your back, this is a little bit different context here. We think if it's does a bunch of stimulating and pumping and stuff, it's good. Okay, maybe it's good. But if you have to limp around for 3 or 4 days after you do this exercise, it's not good for your back. So remember, availability supersedes ability. Don't kill yourself in the gym. Be available to lift on meet day so you can at least try to go balls out in the meet, and then limp for 3 or 4 days after the meet if you must. But these are just my thoughts on that. Skip the exercise, but you got to analyze and see, okay, is it worth it? Do I get a high rate of return? Is it really hurting me? Is this the exercise that's hurting me? And if so, why am I doing it and why is it hurting me? What are my injuries? Do I need to address an injury or a weakness or something that's sensitized? I need to back off and maybe revisit some things. This is all about planning. So I recommend using the RPE scale in the off season and, like I said, just the pre-contest, because it's a good way to be able to listen to your body. And this is what I was kind of getting into about pre-contest, especially when you're advanced and you're a pro level lifter. And adjust as you go. Some days you're gonna have to call an audible, so you shouldn't be so rigid in your plans with every program that you have. You're gonna need a little bit of flex in there sometimes. I know that you in pre-contest have a brutal couple of weeks in the last couple of weeks leading up to a meet, and then you have a deload. So you know, if you know you have a big lift coming, you've already had a tough week of lifts behind you and you're coming up on another one, then you don't need to be a gym hero during this time. Do the minimal that you plan on doing and do no more than that. We all see it when it's coming close to a meet. You got 2 guys, they're 2 bulls, they're 2 males going head to head, or 2 females, whatever, 2 leaders in the gym. They're both close to a meet and they do not want to be outdone by the other. I get this is healthy competition, but don't use up all your meaningful attempts in the gym and not have them for meet day, just so you can post them and talk smack about your training partner or show off on social media, whatever it may be. Save it for the meet. You only have a limited amount of lifts in your body, as Eddie Cohn's talked about. A lot of people have mentioned this, Dave Tate. Save your biggest lifts for the competition when they count. They're absolutely meaningless to everyone except for you when you do them in the gym. So it's all about what you do in competition. So avoid the deadlift wars right before you go to competition. Stick with your plan. Don't deviate. I get sometimes it can work out for you and it does great, but it's not advised. It's actually ill-advised for you to do these types of off-the-cuff competitions with people. So stick to your plan unless it isn't working, but also don't be reckless, especially when you're working up in your peaking phase and you're near the end of the whole cycle. Don't throw it all away just because you have some crazy thought in your head that you want to pull a giant PR when you should be sticking to the plan and saving it for that day, unless, of course, your plan calls for that PR. All right? So thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for watching today. Please subscribe, like, and share if you enjoyed this video, and have a wonderful day.